In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a dither in and dither out animation using any dithering algorithm you want in Ditherboy. I've posted a few times using this trick now, and a couple of people asked me how I do it, so I'm going to show you exactly how it works now. I've got this example design open in front of me in Photoshop, just to very quickly break down what this design is. It's literally just two text layers and a shape in the middle with a bevel and emboss, color overlay and gradient overlay, just to pass some luminance values or like some change in the luminance values, through the whole design, so that when you dither, it's not just one flat shape. I've already got Ditherboy open here, so I'm just going to quickly break down the dither effect I've applied, and then we're going to get straight into the animation. So I've gone for the Bay Void algorithm with a 3-color color palette, and my brightness and contrast and stuff settings are pretty inconsequential here. They're not really what's putting this effect together, but we've also got some really subtle chromatic aberration. If you zoom in, you'll see that. And then above everything else, I've got a tint, which is green, and it's set to multiply, which just filters out some of the pink from the original color palette. Once you've got something you want to apply this animation to, just go to File and click on Convert to Animation. I'd recommend 10 seconds. I won't do this any shorter, but go for whatever you want. And then if you click on the plus sign and add temporal variation, that's going to help you embed sort of a shape in this transition. You don't have to do it if you don't want, but I have got a spiral temporal variation set on this dither, which means if I just render this out before we started animating. So if I hit play, you'll see the spiral is embedded into the central like orb that I've got here, and it comes through the dithering pattern. If you don't want that, if you set that up already and you don't want it, just toggle it off or set the intensity to 0 and it'll disappear. So I'm going to move the playhead back to the beginning, and I'm going to hit add animation 3 times. And with the first two here, we're going to decide the period that the transition is going to use. Like using the first 2 layers here, we're going to decide the length of the in and out animation. I'm going to pull mine down like this to just less than half and just mirror that on both of the first 2 layers. And then I'll move the second layer all the way to the end. And clicking on the first layer, if you go category, adjustments, and then you can pick whatever you want. I'm going to pick brightness because it's the easiest one to get guaranteed results from. And I'll explain what that means in a second. But once you've selected the property that you're going to use, you need to assign that property to all 3 adjustment layers. So second one, I'm going to use brightness as well. And then third one, category, adjustments, brightness. From here, you now cannot overlap these layers. So if you move the middle layer all the way to the left, it'll stop you from overlapping, and same at the right. So what you're going to do is drag this brightness layer in the middle to cover the entire middle section of your animation. Clicking on that middle one, you are just going to make sure the from and to are both set to the same value, which for me, I'm just going to leave at 100. Then for your first one, you are just going to set the from value to 0 and the to value to whatever value you're going to leave in the middle. And then on the final animation layer, you're going to leave the from value at whatever you've got in the middle, and you're going to set the to value at whatever your first animation layer is starting from. So this is going to create a loop where at the start of your animation, we're at 0 brightness, then we get to 100, we stay at 100 in the middle, and then at the end, we dip back down to 0 and it'll create a loop. So if we hit play now, you'll see the dither is transitioning in to the image. The temporal variation is taking over the animation. And then at the end, it's dithering out. So it creates this transition. If we massively shorten the middle section, this will become infinitely more satisfying, but sort of useless in terms of like sharing this as a piece of work. So now if we hit play, it'll take a minute. Well, it won't take a minute, but it'll take a second. There's this like dark bit at the beginning. Basically, that's just where the brightness hasn't yet hit like the luminance threshold that you've set for your dither. But you get, once it does kick in, you get like a much slower, smoother transition in. You can do this with any property you want. So if we changed it from adjustment and like saturation, 0 to 100, and then just change to saturation for the beginning, saturation at the end. Obviously, you get a different result, and I'm not going to render out every single one, but this works with any property you want to animate, and it works with any dithering algorithm. You just got to set up something like this, where you go from 0 0 to 100, and then 100 to 100, and then 100 to 0, which are a lot of steps to remember, but it is easy once you know what you're doing. And yeah, you'll get the looping animation that I've been using in my work. So hopefully this helps. Hopefully you like this. If you use this at all in your work, let me know. Tag me on social media. I'll leave everything linked below for doing that. I'll also go and share the preset for this dither in the Dither Boy Discord. If you want to get that, just click on settings and click Discord, and you'll be able to download it in there from the resources channel. I'll show you my end result on screen now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.